We are here today with Wayne Strachan of the Fort Francis Lakers of the Superior International Hockey League for the Junior Hockey Network Hockey Show. How are you today, Wayne?
I'm good, Jay. Thanks.
This past week, between February 14th and the 19th, you guys finished with 2 wins, 2 losses in the 4 of the final 6 games of the 2017-18 season. And like I say, 3 of the 4 were at home heading into the 2 final games of the season. Can you talk about those 4 games?
I thought we played some pretty good hockey. Obviously, I guess it started on last Wednesday, the 14th in Minnesota, where, the start of the game wasn't overly great for us, but we did capitalize and had the lead after the first game, or first period, sorry, and from there we kind of just took control of the game, and it was good to see. Obviously, much needed win and 2 points to feel good about our game, and we've played some good hockey over the last couple weeks, and with a short bench, so to have the guys achieve that was good for them. Come back home Friday against English River, and as it looks, our first round opponent in the playoffs, and we wanted to obviously get a big win at home, and I thought the guys came out strong right from the first period, and wanted to earn it, and definitely were engaged in the game. We pressured the puck well, and took advantage of some turnovers and whatnot, and throughout the hockey game gained the confidence I think we needed to beat them, and obviously prove to ourselves that we could. So again, it was good to see, and maybe a little of a momentum builder for us. The next night, I was a little worried how it would come out against Dryden, just because we had played a lot of games in a short period of time, and Dryden was our 6th game in, I believe, 9 days or 10 days, and we deserved a better fate that night. I thought we played one of our best hockey games, definitely of the second half, and maybe of the year. We were had 3 different leads throughout the hockey game, and just you can't give them any little breaks, and that's kind of what cost us. They took advantage of little mistakes that we made, and their tying goal, we had a chance to get the puck out of our zone, and we don't, and the next thing you know, it's in the back of the net, and shootouts haven't been our specialty this year, and obviously they're very strong at it, and beat us again. I think that might be the 3rd time they've beat us in a shootout this season. So, all in all, like I said, I thought we deserved better. The guys gave it their all. They had urgency in their game. They played hard. They played physical, and we just come up a little bit short. And then obviously Monday, Family Day, we play Minnesota again, and another victory. So to achieve, I guess, from the last 4 games, 7 of the 8 points is good for us at this time of the year, and we're slowly adding, I guess, bodies back to our lineup, which definitely improves us and strengthens our bench throughout hockey games. So we'll just keep plugging away here this week and get ready for Friday.
And Friday, you meet the Miners, and like you say, you mentioned it's probably going to be your opponent in the first round, and like you say, you guys are 14, 28, 2 and 4 with 16 points back, sitting 34 points behind the Miners. Now, with 2 games left and knowing that you're going to meet the Miners, is there still the guys still motivated and everything for those last 2 games?
Well, I think we need to be prepared, and we're going to see them on Friday, and then 2 more times at home as well before the end of the season. So obviously it'll be a good measure and a good test of what's going to come game 1 in the playoffs. And you know, we've had a lot of close, tight games with them. They're a hard-working team, a team that goes from the drop of the puck to the last minute of the play in the game. So you know what to expect from them. They bring a lot of physicality, a lot of hard work, play in your face. They have good speed, and again, it's just a matter of us playing the right way and playing the Laker way, and adhering to our systems, and trying to slow them down and match their intensity. And if we can do the little things defensively and having our coverage, causing turnovers to get out of our zone quickly, and use our speed, we can definitely do good things. So, we'll just use Friday as another stepping stone towards game 1 of the playoffs, and like I said, we'll hopefully have a few more bodies in the lineup to help the cause, and try and get our roster set and rolling a little bit here in the last few weeks.
Now, can you talk a little bit about, like, say, Tukney, the last past week, his performance, 8 assists in the last 4 games, and what has he brought to the roster so far this season?
Well, Ian's a player that's he dedicates himself both on and off the ice. Off the ice, he trains hard to improve his strength and cardiovascular, and make himself a better player on the ice. And on the ice, he's works hard every day, stays after practice, and works on areas that he feels he needs to improve on. And so he definitely puts the time into his game. He's a player that has a very high hockey IQ, has a very good stick, wins a lot of battles just with his stick, and the puck seems to kind of follow him in the offensive zone to create scoring chances for his line mates, and that's what's happening right now. He's getting a lot of scoring chances, and he's a little bit snake bitten at this time. He needs to maybe be a little bit harder around the net and bear down a little bit. But in getting those opportunities, he's reading the ice well and making plays to set up his line mates as well. And he's a big part of the week's success, or the last 4 games' success, and his play. And like I said, he's improved right from day 1 with us, and he's a player that has goals, and if he keeps going in the right direction as he is right now, I can see him achieving those. So for a young guy, he's pretty motivated and focused, and comes to play every night.
And like we've talked about throughout the season, like, say, you've been having on the back end, not troubles, but, like, say, trying to find the right tandem. And since the new year, you have Ishmael Ralston and Brett Aiken back there, and they've shared a 4.17 goals against average. So it's got better as the second half of the season's gone on. And can you comment on these 2 goalies, and what would you like to see heading into the postseason from these young men?
For sure. They've both played well through since January, I guess. And you know, Izzy just he went through I guess a week of playing. What did he play? 3 in a row, and five of our 6 games. No, 6 of the 7 games I guess we've played since February 9th. Due to Brett being sick one of the weekends, and you know, he just after the 3 games in a row we played Thunder Bay at home and 2 in English River, he sent me a text, and he was a little discouraged with his play and whatnot, and you know, I don't think he needed to be so hard on himself. He gave us chances to win in those hockey games, and he just said his focus was a lot better, and he wanted to be given the opportunity to kind of redeem himself, and he did that. He played 3 more strong games against Minnesota, English River, and obviously Dryden, and you could see the focus was a little bit different, and he was just patient in the net. He was letting pucks hit him. He was square to pucks, making big saves, game-breaking saves that definitely helped us achieve what we achieved, and that's kind of what you need down the stretch and heading into the playoffs. And you know, Brett plays Monday to we obviously wanted to rest Izzy, and comes up big as well. You know, he again, I said this a couple of weeks ago about Brett. He just seems a little more confident in that. He's making himself big and stopping a lot of pucks because of it, and not one thing I've noticed with Brett's game is the little rebounds he was giving up earlier in the season has kind of had better control, and that's good to see. And obviously we haven't made any decisions on what we're going to do once playoff season comes around, and they're both going to get their opportunity in the next couple of weeks to prove themselves, and you know, we're going to have a tough decision on our hands because they're both playing well at this time.
And you're the second coach in about 15 hours I've talked to junior A coach. We were at a game last night in the JHL talking about a goalie, and goalies are a little bit different because his goalie also came to him after the game after a 5-0 shutout loss, and not apologize, but to say this is what I did. Where goalies do that compared to a lot of like the forwards in the defense, you find, eh?
Yeah, and you know, it's obviously with the position, you're a little more. What's the word I'm looking for? You're a little more. There's only 2 of them on a team, and so they're kind of in the spotlight a little more when things aren't going right, or the team's way or their way, and I think our guys have handled it very good. But they're, you know, the good goalies, they admit things like you're just talking about, and they want to learn from it. They want to get better, and that's what you want in a player. And a lot of the times when maybe things aren't going good for them, they want your feedback, and they definitely want to learn what you're seeing, and or want to hear what you're seeing. And you know, by no means am I a expert on helping improve goaltending. I can just give little hints of advice of what I see, and without a full-time goalie coach, it's tough, and it's definitely tough on them. And you know, they're both doing their best, but Yeah, we've had a lot of goalies throughout the years. Want to see video on the goals to improve. When they haven't had a great game, apologize and say, "Give me another chance, coach." And that's what you have to do. You got to believe in them. You got to show them you believe in them, and hopefully they can rebound and get back on track.
And like you say, you have two more games to finish out February. Now, who are you expecting back in the lineup for these games?
Well, I guess on Monday we got Jack Donnell back. After a couple weeks, he was out. Colton Bodner returned last Friday against English River. So we hope by Friday we'll have Mark Richter back, Dustin Reutelman, and Hunter Buzzy. So they'll all skate today in full practice. Mark and Dustin both skated yesterday as well, and Hunter will be back on the ice with the team today, and hopefully they'll all be, I guess, cleared to play Friday. Much needed. Could use some bodies, obviously, in the lineup, and definitely three players that we miss in what they bring to the team.
And again, like you say, those three are a good piece of the puzzle to be bringing back, and again, adds numbers to the roster, but also adds to the roster when it comes to their performance, right?
For sure, Dustin's puck-moving defenseman, guy that plays on our power play. Mark's a veteran presence, one of our assistant captains, and a guy we rely on for a lot of minutes in the back end, 5-on-5 and PK wise, and Hunter was kind of just getting rolling. His line was probably the hottest line we had when he was injured, and kind of obviously hurts his development or growth as a player when you're getting hot in the season and an injury happens. It's definitely not a good setback, and there's the guys he was playing with have still contributed, which was good to see. But I'd like to see what those three can get doing again once Hunter kind of gets his feet back under him and heading down to the playoffs.
Well, Wayne, good luck in the next two games around February, and we'll talk next week.
Sounds good, Jay. Thank you.
Thank you.